let's go ahead and hop into who I am and why you should be listening to me. So my name is Jansen Young. This is a picture of my family and I at our summer vacation spot in Mexico. We absolutely love it down there in Cancun. Over here, you're going to see this is my son. This is my little boy, Trip. He's a 4-year-old pianist and a chicken nugget connoisseur. Absolutely loves it. And in case you are curious, it is Chick-fil-A. Always wins out the big boys. My daughter here is a 6-year-old programmer, and we love to go to Spanish-speaking countries. We love Mexico. Colombia is another big fan. We're big fans of Medellin down there. And we always go to improve on her Spanish. But every time we go to Cancun, she just comes back fluent in daiquiris de fresa. Actually, it got a little bit better recently because she just started asking for mango tangos. So we're moving up there. Not sure if I'm doing so great on the Spanish side, though. Over here is my super smoking hot husband, Stephen Young. He is a professional stay-at-home dad. And shout out to all of my stay-at-home parents out there. He is the engine that keeps this house running. They really are the bedrock of our communities, our stay-at-home parents. He is a full-time land flipper and coach with the Land Profit Generator organization. Huge fan, by the way. And he is a multifamily guru. So he manages all of our property managers and keeps our rental properties going smooth as can be. Absolutely love him. He is excellent at his job. And then finally, yours truly, I am Jansen. I am a retired professional services professional, retired financial services professional, and I'm a real estate investment educator. I've been educating adults on professionals' careers and how they can improve their wallet share for 13 years. And I just decided to take my expertise from the corporate space and educating financial advisors on how they can grow their businesses and translating that over to the real estate world, where I can show everyday individuals like you and I how we can also grow our wealth, just using a different asset class like real estate. So how did this all get started? Well, this is a picture of our very first real estate investment. And if you're here for passive income, this story probably sounds pretty familiar to you. We went out and we bought a quadplex. We put in our blood, sweat, and tears into this property. We went through everything with evictions for the first time, complicated tenants. We went through non-payment. We went through sorting through dozens of property managers to find the right person to take over this property. We went through a full renovation of all 4 units while we still had tenants in there. It was an absolute crazy storm of firsts for us. But at the end of the day, after investing all of our time and our money into this property, I think it worked out. We were able to clear about $1,000 a month in cash flow from our very first investment. Now, I was really proud about that accomplishment. This property is still turning out cash for us today. But back then, when we were first looking at our hard money loans, we were clearing cash. But when I looked at the numbers, our private lender was getting almost double what we were getting. And they weren't doing anything. All they did was write a check, and they were getting $840 more than we were getting every single month with all of those headaches. And that led me to a really interesting realization. I'm like, you know what? One day I'm going to be on that side of the table. I'm going to write the checks and go on vacation. So here was the realization. Now, I don't know about you, but in my city, when I go downtown and I'm looking around at all these buildings down there, there's a theme. The biggest buildings in my downtown here in the Orlando area, it's just a bunch of banks. They're not in large investment firms. It's not tech oriented. It's not even the medical field. Banks, simple lending and borrowing. They can afford these massive buildings. How is this possible? Well, they've cracked the code. They figured out how to borrow money from people like you and me at very low interest rates, somewhere in the 2, 3, 4% range and turn around and lend that money to other people at a higher interest rate, 6, 7, sometimes 8% for some banks and some institutions. Now, I'm not mad at them, but I'm thinking, how can I get on that side? Because the banks have figured out that they're not limited by their capital, only by their imagination. What would happen if we had that same mentality?